Let's do it. We're live now. Hello there, everybody. This is Graeme Masterton doing a second video in my success series videos that I've been doing through January. Sort of giving you a little bit of motivation and maybe some ideas on how to turn nothing into something. And today I'm very privileged and honoured to speak to Arnold Thompson, who turned $1,000 into $200,000 in 11 months. And hasn't always been like that. Arnold, can you tell us a little bit? First of all, tell us where you come from, Raleigh, North Carolina.
Yeah. Thanks, Graeme. It's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor to be here. Thanks for asking me to be on the call with you today. But yeah, I live in Raleigh, North Carolina now in the United States. I'm originally from Connecticut. My family still lives up there, but I broke away and came south, a little bit warmer. Although today it's pretty stinking cold outside. It's like in the low 40s, so it's Fahrenheit, so it's still cold here. But yeah, I've been here in Raleigh for about 20, almost 21 years now. And it's been an interesting journey all along the way.
yeah. But so this is what you've just achieved in the last 11 months, sort of year.
Yeah. Well, what happened was actually I started with IML, with IMarketsLive 2 years ago. But back then, there was only just a couple of products to choose from. And one of the products that I liked a lot from day one, and one of the things that excited me and intrigued me about IML from the get-go, was the FX Signals Live Auto Trader or Mirror Trader. So that's the only product that I connected with initially. So for the first 4 or 5 months, that's the only product I used. I did a little bit of education, started to learn a little bit. But I was so green to Forex when I started with this thing. I truly didn't even know what Forex stood for. I did not know that it stood for exchange. That's where I was. I had no idea what Forex was when I started. Not a clue.
I didn't even know what a pip was, me.
I didn't either. I had to look it up online to find out what the heck a pip was, and what a lot size is, and all that kind of stuff. I didn't know any of that stuff. So the first 4 months, that's literally all I did was plug into the Mirror Trader, started making a little bit of money behind the scenes with that. And then, kind of got into the educational side of things a little bit. But then it was in June of that year, it was June of 2016, where they started sending out these copy and paste trade signals. So we had an expert trader behind the scenes, kind of doing all the, analyzing of the markets and the charts and keeping up with the market trends and the financial news and all that kind of stuff. And if a, potentially profitable trade would kind of present itself on the charts that he was analyzing, he would send out trade data through an app on your phone. And I figured, well, good grief, I still don't know a whole lot about trading, but I can easily copy and paste this data. I mean, this guy's already done all the hard work, right? He's taken this trade. Well, if he feels like it's a good enough trade for him, I should be able to take it too, right?
Yeah.
So those signals started coming out in June of that year. That's kind of when I started thinking about I should do this. So in July of that year, I set up a demo account, started demoing these copy and paste trade signals. So I demoed for the entire month of July, just testing, made a few mistakes along the way. And then by the end of the month, I kind of figured some things out, started, doing it right every single time, and started seeing some profits coming into my account pretty significant or pretty consistently. So at that point, I figured, well, geez, if I can do it on a demo account, I should be able to do it on a live account.
Yeah.
And so I was able to scrape some money together, and I was able to scrape together $1,000. And for me back then, $1,000 was extremely difficult to pull together. I was in a really bad spot financially back then. I was driving Uber to make up the difference, right, and to pay the bills. And every week I was setting a little bit aside because I knew I wanted to do this, right, and I wanted to build an account. So I was able to scrape together $1,000 to get started with. You don't need 1,000 to get started. You can start with as little as 100 for that, really. But I put together $1,000, started with that, and just kept copying and pasting these trade signals. That's all I knew how to do at the time. And crazy enough, within the first 4.5 months, just over 4 months, I had turned $1,000 into $50,000. And, part of that is I just let the profits compound. I didn't touch the profits. I just kept them in my account, let them compound and compound and compound. So as my account was growing, it gave me the ability to put more and more leverage into the markets without increasing my percentage of risk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had more leverage in the markets, but the same risk I had from day one.
Yeah.
But because I had more leverage in the market, the profits just started to exponentially grow.
Yeah.
You know, and so, and then plus it was kind of a volatile time in the markets. It was, you know, the U.S. presidency elections were going on at the time and all that kind of stuff. So there was some volatility in the markets that we took advantage of. So a lot of things contributed to that fast of a growth.
Yeah.
But that's what happened. That's my story. That's what happened. It's not guaranteed to happen for everybody that way, but that's how it happened for me. And so once my account hit 50,000, at that point I figured, okay, now I have a decent enough account that I can trade consistently, keep my risk really low, 3% risk on my trades. But because of the size of my account, again, it gives me more leverage in the market. So even if I'm risking only 3%, I can still pull out some really nice profits as a result. So at that point, I started pulling profits out every week to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And since then, that was a year ago, December, when I hit that 50,000 mark. So it was actually about 18 months ago that I hit, 18 months ago that I started trading my own account. About 13 months ago that I hit 50,000 and started pulling profits out every week to 2 weeks. And ever since then, I've been pulling out on average anywhere from 6,000 to 8,000 a week. Jeez. just for the most part, even to this day, most of the trades I take come from these copy and paste trade signals. Now we've put together some strategies and some tools that make trading those signals, you know, even a little bit more profitable and easier to manage and so on and so forth. But still, I'm pretty much, most of the trades I take come from that particular tool, you know, that platform, and it's been incredible. So, well, from the day I started trading my own account, I hit 200,000 in 11 months. And now that was July of last year, July of 2017. So it's been another 7 months now since then. Now my total profits since day one are over 400. It's approaching 500. It's really kind of crazy. It's really pretty stinking crazy.
So just going back to before you started in IML and you come across this opportunity, could you have that day ever imagined you would have nearly 400,000 in the bank in less than 2 years?
No. I mean, seriously, not even in my wildest dreams, because I was, like I said earlier, I was in a really bad place financially at the time. Really bad place. The 6 months leading up to me finding IML, I think I had 3 or 4 eviction notices.
Jeez.
And that's 6 month span. You know, and that puts a lot of stress on your life, puts a lot of stress on your marriage. Just puts a lot of stress on. And I'm not one to really stress about much of anything. I kind of just let things roll off my back for the most part. But there was many a nights I'd wake up in the middle of the night, you know, in a cold sweat, panicking and thinking, I'm going to get us kicked out of this place, you know, because I have no way of paying the rent. And then the problem is, once you get an eviction notice, not only do you have to pay the rent, but then you got, you know, the late fees, and then you got the court costs and everything else stacked on top. So now it's, you know, it's that much harder to actually make it up. And it was bad. It was really bad financially. And thank God this came into my life and found me. You know, I wasn't looking for it. I'll be quite honest with you. I wasn't looking for it. A friend of mine shared it with me, and thank God he did, because if he hadn't, I don't know where I'd be right now. I really don't. I mean, it was a tough time. So, and that's why, like, when I first started trading my own account and all of a sudden these profits started rolling in like crazy, I literally, like, every morning I'd wake up pinching myself going, is this real? I mean, could this really truly be real? And it just kept happening and happening and happening. It's been pretty incredible ever since. I mean, obviously you have good days and bad days. Sometimes you have good weeks and bad weeks, but we have a lot more good days than bad days, and way more good weeks than bad weeks. You know, last week was a challenging week, but it was my first not so great week since I started 18 months ago, you know, started trading my own account. So the fact that I've had one bad week in 18 months is pretty stinking good, you know? And it's been incredible. It's been an incredible ride. It's just the best thing I've ever done in my 25-year career. And, you know, what I love about it too is the fact that it's the most level playing field I've ever played on in my entire life.
Yeah.
You know, the Forex markets and the crypto markets, they don't care who you are. They don't care how much experience you have. If you get into the same trades that I get into, or that, you know, another 25-year veteran like Christopher Terry, our CEO, gets into, our results are going to be exactly the same. The dollar amounts might be a little different just because of the fact that we might be trading different size accounts. But as far as our percentage of growth, you know, will be exactly the same, no matter if you're day one or year 25 in the industry. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's never been a more level playing field in the industry that I've ever seen or been a part of. It's pretty stinking cool.
And one of the good things about it that you don't have to do, but you can't help doing, is that you don't have to sell or recruit with this company. But when you start getting results like yourself and like we've been doing, you can't help it. It's like everybody needs to be involved with this.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is like every time I talk about what I've been able to do as far as income wise and profits, that's 100% from trading.
Yeah.
Not a dime of that has come from the other aspect of what we do, whereas, you know, the networking and the team building side of that. And then for people that, when we do share the good news of IMarketsLive and how it can change people's lives just with the products and just with the trading side, if we decide to participate in that aspect of what the company offers, they pay us pretty well to do that as well. Yeah. You know, so I have some pretty nice income coming in from that piece, but I never even talk about that. All I talk about is what I've been able to do on the trading side.
Yeah.
And because it's the one thing that everyone's craving for. Everyone is craving for a true, legitimate way to change our life financially without having to sell and recruit.
Yeah.
You know, everyone walking the face of the planet wants to make more money. I don't care who you are. You want to make more money, right? At some level.
Yeah.
But very few people want to sell anything to have to make that money, and even fewer people want to have to recruit anybody to make that money.
Yeah.
We have the perfect storm here. We really do, because, I mean, there's nothing I've ever done in my life that has, you know, profited me over 400,000 in an 18-month span from zero. You know what I mean? Nothing I've ever done. And I mean, what I've done in the last 18 months, I've done more in the last 18 months income-wise than I've done in the last 15 years combined. You know what I mean? It's been incredible. It's been life-changing. It's been a godsend. It was a miracle. A big answer to prayer. It's been amazing. It really has.
Yeah, it's superb. And it's not that, I mean, that's just one product that you've been using, the swipe trades. With IML, they've got 8 different products.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's madness. You've got an IML training academy that gives over 50, 60 hours a week of live training.
It's actually up to 130 hours a week now.
Is it?
When you add, because, you know, a few weeks back they added the crypto traders.
That's right. Yeah.
Trainers, but they added 8 more trainers to the platform. So even at that point, we were already up over 100 hours a week, and then when they added the 8 crypto educators, now it's over 130 hours a week of live training.
Yeah,
people can tap into. It's crazy, the value.
Oh, definitely. And there's so many strategies in there as well. Like I say, we use a snapback strategy. We're profiting from that. There's something that suits everybody out there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean,
absolutely.
The swipe trades is the one for like people that know nothing about Forex. You can come in, practice demo, just simply copy and paste, and 7 out of 10 or 700 out of 1,000 are winning trades.
Yeah,
average.
That's why I like the swipe trade so much, is because it's so easy to implement. Literally a 5-year-old can do it. Yeah. I mean, literally a 5-year-old. We've had people who've had 5-year-old kids take their phone, copy and paste the trade signals, and put them on video and say, look, literally a 5-year-old can do this. So I love it because it's perfect for the absolute complete beginner newbie that doesn't know anything about Forex. Copy and paste these trade signals. Yeah. And often than not, they win. And now, even with the simplicity of that, we still tell everyone and encourage everyone and strongly suggest to everyone that they demo first, right?
Yeah.
Because even though it's just copying and pasting, there's still a little bit of a learning curve involved with that particular tool. So you definitely want to go through that learning curve on a demo account. But, you know, like with me, I demoed for a whole month. Some people demo for a week. Some people demo for 2 or 3 weeks. Some people demo for more than a month. You know, it just kind of depends on your personality and when you feel comfortable going live. And but it's as simple to implement as absolutely anything you can think of. That's why it's such a great tool for brand new people.
Yeah.
So then once you kind of figure out how to do that and you have consistent profits coming in on your demo account, I mean, using swipe trades, that's when you can start to kind of tap into the other aspects of what IML has to offer, some of the different strategies like snapback. We have another one called quickfire, and using the harmonic scanner and, you know, all these IML TV opportunities and sessions. And we also have, you know, the Stevenson Lindor $200 challenge going on this year where people can basically tap into he does 2 sessions a week on IML TV. They're each an hour. So you're looking at 2 hours a week. And he's a 7-figure trader. He's traded 7-figure accounts before. He used to work on Wall Street as a professional trader. He's a phenomenal trader. And even last year, he took an account. He started with $5,000, turned it into $130,000 in 90 days.
Yeah.
So now this year, you know, a lot of people were saying that's well and good, that's awesome, but very few people can start with $1,000. I mean, with $5,000. So he's like, all right, well, let me do that. I'll keep it simple for you. Let's start with 200. And we'll do this case study or this challenge for the entire year, 2018, all year long. You can literally take every trade I get into. I will not take a trade unless I do it live in front of you. And we can follow a 7-figure trader and take all the same exact trades he takes as he takes them, right? Yeah. And we're doing that for the whole next 12 months or 11 months now. But it's just amazing.
I've been watching Stevenson's sessions. It's not just the fact you get to place the same trades as him. It's what he teaches you. Do you know? Yeah. Like look left on his charts and things like that. It's phenomenal. And it's what the thing that I find beautiful about this company is that it's basically like an IML family. You're in Myrtle Beach today, and you're actually going along to meet with Stevenson Lindorf. You Correct. Can go when you go on live with them. You can ask them questions. They're very open and very, very honest and friendly.
Yeah,
that's the thing that I love about it as well.
Yeah, that's another cool thing about IML TV is the fact that, you know, the sessions are live sessions with a chat box. So, and all these traders are 6- and 7-figure traders, you know, and they're training you as to how they trade. You can learn from these guys, but also because they're live, there's 2 benefits to that. One is you can actually ask them questions. And they'll answer your questions directly. They always go through the chat box to see what questions are coming in, and they'll address all those questions. But then also, because it's live and they're analyzing live charts as they're training you, every once in a while, you know, the perfect setup kind of presents itself within the markets, within the charts. And they'll be like, oh, my goodness, this is a perfect setup. Take this trade now. Yeah. So if you're on that live session with them and they call out a trade, you can jump on a trade right then and there as you're learning. Right. So not only is it a great learning experience, but it's also potentially a great trading experience as well.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I've been on many live sessions where they'll call out a trade and I'll make money based on those trades. Yeah. You know, it's really, really pretty amazing what we got going on.
We'll have to say income disclaimer as well. Past profits don't indicate future performance.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. Yep.
But so also as well, the thing I love about it as well is all the people that's sort of in our team, our group, we'll have our own group on Facebook, the Ninja group, where every single person is helping everybody towards and become successful and towards financial freedom. I've never experienced that in any other. No, you don't even get that in your workplace, in your day job, do you?
No, not at all. I mean? It was funny. My buddy John, who came down here to the beach with me this week, we were out at breakfast. Yeah,
John Goodman. Yeah.
We were out at breakfast this morning. We were talking about exactly that. Is our community, our group within Facebook is so extraordinary. I mean, it really, truly is. And there's not even, I've never seen anything like what we have within the industry. And then, but to even tighten it up more than that, I think it's very, I think that's one of the biggest benefits that we have with our team is the fact that I don't even think anybody else in IML has a community like we have with our Ninja group, because everybody there is so helpful and so interactive and so active in the group. You know, anytime someone posts a question, no matter what time of day it is, because we have people on the team from all around the world, all different time zones around the world, there's always someone there to help. There's always someone there to answer a question, you know?
That's right.
And it's just, it's really pretty stinking cool. And the fact that that particular group, that Ninja Facebook group, that group is really focused on the trading aspect of things.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why we're there to help and assist, you know, people with their trading. We want everyone there to have success on the trading side.
That's right.
And that's why we've put together that group. That's why we've put together the separate training site that we've put together. It's all about helping people be successful on the trading side of things, you know.
Yeah.
And there's really nobody else in IML that offers that kind of a tight-knit community that's willing to help at every corner.
And they've also got your little secret ninja strategy.
Yeah, that works pretty good.
That's
as well.
Yeah.
That works. I mean, that's the other cool thing about our group is, you know, not only did I come up with the ninja strategy, but you know, we got some guys within the group that are good traders themselves. They were traders before they joined us in IML. Yeah. And they've come up with some cool strategies. They've come up with some cool tools that help us manage our trades a little bit easier. And all that is exclusive to our team. And all that works really, really well.
It seems to do, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how good it all works, but it works. You know, nothing works perfect. Nothing works 100% of the time, right? Yeah. But it works. Most of the strategies that we implement are pretty stinking cool.
Yeah.
A lot, you know, so this new snapback strategy that people are jumping on and using, the results we're seeing from that are absolutely incredible.
It's mind blowing, especially on crypto trading on the cryptocurrencies where you get a lot more pips for your money. It's just unbelievable. Like, it definitely is. So anyways, I know you're a very busy man, but if anybody wants more information about IML or wants to access to our group, we have a financial freedom group which you can come in and we'll add you and take a look around. So you can drop me a message when you see this video if you want more information anytime at all. Now, Arnold, one thing I've noticed about you, I've followed you. You maybe don't know this, but I've followed your journey. I've been friends with you on Facebook for maybe a couple of years, and I've followed your journey. And the one thing I love about it is that you're so humble, so honest. You know what I mean? And it's money. I know a lot of people get a lot of money and it goes to their head and something like that. You're just such a down-to-earth guy that's willing to help everybody out there to become successful. So, what is your top tips you would give people out there?
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, Graeme. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much for saying that. But well, honestly, the number one thing, I'll do this. When you get into trading, any kind of trading, but specifically Forex and crypto trading, right? I always say there's four foundational pillars to long-term success. And actually these four, they're very important, okay? Because if one falls apart, it's kind of a domino effect. They all fall apart, and then everything around it crumbles, right? So it's very important to follow these four rules. One is you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. Once you start trading, you have to be consistently in the markets, in the trades. Whatever tool, strategy, you know, product you choose to use with your trading. For me personally, I like swipe trades. Okay, that fits my personality. That's what I love. A lot of people are jumping on this new snapback strategy that's working really, really well. But in order for it to work, you have to be consistently in the markets, looking for the proper setups, right? Yeah. Same thing with swipe trades. You have to take the trades. When the trade gets called out, you got to take them. Take them all. You know, don't try and pick and choose which. All right, well, I think this one's going to do better than the last one did, so I'll take this one. But I'm not going to take the next one. You know, you just have to be consistent. But on top of that, you have to be consistent with your risk management and your money management. Okay. And that's kind of where a greed factor comes in. Pillar number 2 is greed. Don't be greedy. All right. Yeah. Because what happens is if you start to get greedy, you start to over leverage your account, right? Forex and crypto trading is to some degree kind of a double-edged sword. It's phenomenal because you can make incredible money, comparatively speaking, pretty quick. Okay. The flip side of that is because you can make money quick, a lot of people come in with a lottery mentality. They come in with the wrong mindset, and they're trying to do something overnight rather than let it come to them. They go chasing it. They get impatient. Okay, that's pillar number 3, right? Is you have to stay patient, because if you get greedy, you start to get impatient, right? And you start chasing things. You start chasing the markets. You start chasing the profits. You start over leveraging your account. You know, And then really number 4 is you have to take the emotion out of it. Take all of the emotion out of trading. And that's part of why I love what we've put together with some of the tools that we've created to help with the managing of trades, is it really does take the emotion out of it.
Yeah.
You basically just set it up and let it, whatever's going to happen, happen, right? And it takes all the emotion out of it. And that's really how it has to be. You have to trade without emotion.
Yeah.
Because if you get emotional, you'll get impatient. And more often than not, you'll get greedy and you'll get inconsistent. So it's kind of like a domino effect.
Yeah.
If one falls off, the other 3 are short to follow. So you have to stay consistent. You have to stay patient. You cannot get greedy. Yeah. And you have to stay emotionless. You cannot have any emotion, right? And which is really one of the hardest parts of trading. That's the first thing that really, I mentioned it last, but in reality, it's kind of the first thing that you have to overcome is the emotional side of trading. That's right. And that's part of the reason why we tell people to demo for as long as we do, because the mechanics of the trading side of things, especially if you're using the copy and paste trade signals, the mechanics of that, it'll take you a handful of trades to figure that out. It's pretty stinking easy.
Yeah.
But it's the emotional side of what it's like to be in a trade, you know?
Yeah.
And you have to overcome that. And that's the biggest issue that a lot of people have. They get emotional, which then they start to get impatient, which then they start to get a little greedy, and they start to try and, like, if they lost 1 or 2 trades, they're like, oh man, I got to make it back. So then they start to over leverage some things, right? Yeah. And so which means that they're not being consistent anymore. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can follow those 4 rules. In the long run, you will do exceptionally well. Yeah. You'll make more money than probably you've ever made in your life. Yeah. Obviously, no guarantees, right? But I just see too many stories around the world. I mean, we have thousands and thousands of success stories around the world now that are using IML tools and the educational platform and everything else. There's just too much social proof out there that this truly does work. Yeah. Yeah. And, but there are those that fail. You know, I'm not going to say that everyone succeeds, but the ones that fail, they don't follow the 4 rules.
That's right. That's right. And blame everything else.
Yeah. So if you follow those 4 rules and stay consistent to that, which is one of the 4 rules, but if you follow those 4 rules, I promise you, your long-term success rate will be absolutely through the roof, and you'll be so glad that you got started with this and stuck with this. The other thing is, if and when you do decide to come on board and get started with us, don't come in with the mindset of, I'm going to give this thing a try. Yeah. You have to come in with this thing with a minimum of a 90-day mindset. All right, I'm going to be here through thick and thin for at least 90 days. All right? Because there's ups and downs in trading, right? Mm-hmm. There's a learning curve in trading. And if you only come in to give it a try, and I'll try this for a month and see what happens, do yourself a favor and don't come in. If that's truly your mindset when you start, don't do yourself a favor and don't do it. Yeah. Come in with the mindset, I'm going to be here a minimum of 90 days. I'm going to dive in. I'm going to learn. I'm going to demo. And I'm going to give it 90 days. I promise you, within 90 days, if you do that and you stick to that and you commit to that, you'll be so successful in 90 days, you'll never, ever, ever consider doing anything else. It's the God's honest truth. So please do that, you know, for your own good. Yeah. If you're going to do this, come in with that mindset and listen, I'm going to do this for 90 days, no matter what. Thick or thin, I'm doing this for 90 days minimum. And I promise you, if you do, you'll be here for life, because you'll most likely make more in the next 90 days than you could ever thought possible. If you follow those 4, those 4 rules, you'll be go.
That's brilliant. And just one last question, Arnold. I know that's all about IML and the trading sort of side of things.
Yeah.
There will be people out there that are in your situation, have been in your situation. If they discover IML, fantastic. We'd love to help everybody out there. But when you were in that situation, what gave you hope to keep on going?
That's a good question. I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit really since college. You know, I graduated from college 25 years ago now, but I've had an entrepreneurial spirit, and I knew that there was a way to make good money and to live the lifestyle that I feel like that I deserved, my family deserves, and really everyone deserves.
Everybody deserves, yeah.
And I don't really have a quitter bone in my body, even though I've had, multiple failures along the way in 25 years. I had a couple of minor wins, along the way, but nothing that was life-changing, nothing like this. And it was tough there for a while. I mean, I was starting to lose hope. I'll be quite honest with you. It was tough, but I'm like, the worst thing you could ever do is quit or give up, right? Because if you quit or give up, then you're guaranteed never to succeed. So I'm like, I got to just keep trying. And, I finally – and one of the things that I struggled with, even though I've always kind of been a sales guy, I've been in sales. I was in corporate sales before, and, I've been a sales guy my whole life. But for whatever reason, I had a hard time with online sales. Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I failed so miserably, because I wasn't a very good online marketer. I couldn't close anybody if I did have, a prospect or whatever. So when I found this and saw that you could literally just take your phone with a couple of apps on your smartphone, and actually I'm in, see that blue? I love blue.
Profit.
I'm in profit right now. When I saw I could use my phone, and if I wanted to, I could go hide in the closet as long as I had a Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah.
I can hide in the closet, take these trade signals on my phone, copy and paste them into my trading app, and make money. I didn't have to sell anything to anybody. I didn't have to do online marketing if I didn't want to. Yeah. I didn't have to recruit anybody. I could literally do it all from my phone. I'm like, thank God I finally found it, And it's been a cool ride ever since. It's been amazing. So brilliant. If you are in a tough place right now, believe me, I know how you feel. I've been there. Not all that long ago, literally just a couple years ago. But just don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your family. Give this a try. Do whatever you have to do. Even if you don't have the money to get started, find a way to do it. Sell something. I drove Uber, 3 nights a week. I was going out to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, which is the University of North Carolina. I was driving around a bunch of drunk college students 3 nights a week.
Oh, I bet that was fun.
I'd leave my house around 6 o'clock in the evening, and I wouldn't get home till sometimes 4 in the morning, And I was just driving around a bunch of drunk college kids. But it earned me enough to keep our heads above water, keep our heads afloat, but also be able to scrape together some money to put into a trading account. And that 6-month sacrifice of driving drunk kids around and dealing with that was well worth it. Because if I hadn't done that, there's no way I could have started with this. And like I said, who knows where I'd be right now,
Yeah.
But don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your family. Do whatever you have to do to scrape together the money to get started with this. And again, even if you can only start a trading account with as little as $100, it's better than nothing. I always tell people, listen, it's better to start with nothing than to not start at all. So it's better to start with just a little bit, even if it's only $100. Start with a little than to not start at all, because if you don't start at all, you'll never get anywhere. But give it a go. Stick to those 4 rules. Stay plugged into our group, into our community, into our training. Never give up on yourself. Give yourself a 90-day window, 90-day mindset. I promise you, it'll change your life. It really, truly will.
Fantastic. Arnold, it's been an absolute joy and a pleasure. I know it's, what time is it over there?
12:45 in the afternoon.
12:45. We'll be 5:45 in the evening in Scotland. It's cold, dark, and windy.
Yeah, it's cold here today. I know the sun is out, but it's stinking cold. And we woke up this morning; it was below freezing. So I was like,
"Yeah. We get 4 seasons in a day over here."
I know you do.
I've seen snow, sun, wind, rain, the lot today.
All in one day.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Well, listen, hey, it's been an absolute joy, honour, privilege, and pleasure to finally catch up with you, and I'll meet you in person someday very, very soon.
Very soon. I look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Okay, enjoy your meeting tonight.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Arnold Thompson. Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks.
Bye-bye.